Lagos State Command of the Nigeria Police Force has declared the founder and publisher of SaharaReporters news media, Omoyele Sowore, wanted for organizing protest in Lagos State, which, the Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Moshood Jimoh, said Sowore has allegedly committed the offense of breach of public peace, and the police commissioner thereafter confirmed the arrest of 13 persons he described as vagabonds and miscreants. As group of people came out on Monday morning to protest against the demolition of their settlements after their houses at the Coker and Ojulari areas of Oworonshoki community in Kosofe local government area of Lagos State were brought down at midnight on Saturday, hours after the state government announced that it had compensated about 80 property owners on Friday, forcing some concerned citizens to condemn the government for displacing families without a clear plan for relocation and reintegration into the housing system. This, Omoyele Sowore, in an on-the-spot video statement made on Monday at the scene of the protest, said he could not come down from the vehicle because he had a privileged information that there was plans to kill him if he comes out openly during the protest. According to Sowore, the action of the police explained why President Donald Trump of the United States, U.S. is considering military action in Nigeria because the U.S. president has seen weak leadership and leaders do not mean well for the people. According to the Lagos State Police Commissioner, I hereby, as the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Police Command, declare Sowore wanted. I declare him wanted for causing disturbance of public peace and an act to commit a felony by planning and putting all the plans in motion to block the third mainland bridge to cause hardship for Lagosians and other Nigerians, more especially visitors, who are transients through this end. We will not allow that. We are closing in on him. Anywhere he is, he should know that we are closing in on him. We learned that he was in a bus and being videoed. Why didn't he come down? He came down in Abuja. He should come down. Wherever he is, he should report himself to the nearest police station. We are going to arrest him, investigate him and prosecute him. The Commissioner of Police said massive deployment of police personnel had been made, not just to the third mainland bridge but also to other parts of the state, where coordinated protests are likely to hold. The police boss stressed that this location is vital to the city's economy and the well-being of commuters. We will not allow any action, peaceful or otherwise, that seeks to block the bridge and disrupt livelihoods. Any attempt to obstruct the third mainland bridge is a direct threat to public safety and national infrastructure. Anyone attempting to disturb public peace will be arrested, investigated and prosecuted. Lagos is the heartbeat of Nigeria's economy, and we cannot afford chaos here. We have arrested 13 suspects, who are vagabonds and miscreants who wanted to cause mayhem in Lagos State. Sowore, in a statement with a video attachment, said, I recorded this video at the scene of the attack on peaceful protesters by Nigeria Police Force in Lagos during today's Oworonshoki anti-demolition protest, which they handled in the usual despicable and unconscionable manner. The Lagos Police Commissioner, Moshood Jimoh, has reportedly declared me wanted for disturbance of public peace, allegedly as a result of his office's inability to execute a shoot-on-sight order given by his illegal IGP, Kayode Egbetoken in Oworonshoki today. Despite my repeated attempts to contact Nigeria Police Force Commissioner Jimoh, he has not taken my calls. Nevertheless, I plan to meet with him soon to address his declaration. Revolution now.
You should report at the nearest police station. I hereby, as the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Police Command, declare Sowore wanted. I declare him wanted for the act of causing disturbance of public peace and an act to commit serious felony by planning and putting all the plan in motion to obstruct traffic on the terminal bridge, to cause hardship for Lagosians and other Nigerians, and especially visitors who are transiting through this end. We will not allow this to happen. These are the equipment, and we ensure that we are closing in on him. Anywhere he is, he should be aware that we are closing on him. Willard is doing video, and he couldn't come down. Let him come down. He came down in Abuja. Why is he afraid to come down in Lagos? He should come down. He should come down. Well, wherever he is, he should report himself to the nearest police station. Because I'm going to arrest him and investigate him and prosecute him. Thank you. We have made 13 arrests of this miscreant and hoodlum because there's no any reason why this protest must take place. The people who are concerned, who are residents of Oworonshoki, have been paid compensation by government for those who deserve, who are entitled rather to the compensation they will draw. And the people have remained in peace and they've been living in peace in the community. But it's coming to Lagos to instigate crisis, to instigate violence will not be tolerated. And I want all Lagosians to still go about their lawful businesses without any fear or apprehension. Let him come down, let him put his leg on ground. He's riding in a vehicle and he's making video that police have covered everywhere and he can't come down. It's the same way police cover everywhere that I came down in Abuja. Let him come down here and you will see the wrath of the law that will equally be enforced on him.
Coming from Oworonshoki, we are in Oworonshoki today and the police already attacking. By the time we got there, the police had attacked peaceful protesters whom they demolished their houses in Oworonshoki area of Lagos. And I think they had intelligence that I was approaching the place. As you see, captured. They were just tear gassing them, and they brought in more reinforcements. All of them were carrying lethal weapons. This is what we're talking about Nigeria at this time. The police that ought to be protecting the citizens of Nigeria are busy chasing after and attacking innocent civilians, people who they don't build houses for, people who they do nothing for. They're attacking them, and this is what you just watched live on my timeline now. So we couldn't enter the community. The whole place is barricaded. These are some of the demolitions that they've carried out, and they relate to homes of poor people. This is where the poor people have managed to run after the rich people drove them away from Makoko and other places. We were told that the IGP, the illegal IGP, actually embedded in the police team today people who could shoot and kill me if I showed up, but I still went there regardless. This is intelligence I had. So right now we'll be monitoring events as they're happening, and time permitting we'll return back to that community. We must fight for these people and ensure that they get what is theirs back. We cannot leave this country in the hands of criminals to keep exploiting the poor. That is what got us into where we are today. That is what led to what America decided could be their intervention, because they've seen weak and terrible leadership in Nigeria. They know that these guys don't mean well for Nigerians, but that doesn't mean that America mean well for Nigerians. They're just taking advantage of the weakness in the leaders. Some of them have
bringing you the news in a more digital way.
Ogun State-born princess Olatunji Majekodunmianiru has reacted over the description of Nigeria as a disgraced country by President Donald Trump of the United States, US, saying, "The greatest contribution the United States and its allies can make at this pivotal moment is to support the genuine democratic emergence of visionary, credible, and people-centered Nigerian leaders, not the preservation of a kleptocratic status quo that has entrenched poverty, division and despair," calling on the international community for the urgent need to uphold democracy and human dignity amid President Trump's plans to begin U.S. military actions in Nigeria to end the killing of Christians in Nigeria. While reacting to the recent remarks by President Donald Trump portraying Nigeria as a disgraced country, Princess Olatunji acknowledged the deep governance challenges confronting Africa's most populous nation, but emphasized that Nigeria's struggle is not one of Christian-targeted conflict, but one of governance, justice, and humanity itself. "The greatest contribution the United States and its allies can make at this pivotal moment is to support the genuine democratic emergence of visionary, credible, and people-centered Nigerian leaders, not the preservation of a kleptocratic status quo that has entrenched poverty, division and despair. True partnership must empower integrity and merit, not those who have rigged themselves into power through corruption and coercion." Princess Olatunji called for global collaboration to restore faith in governance and strengthen democratic institutions, noting that Nigeria's stability and progress are critical not only for its citizens but for Africa and the world at large. Only through principled engagement and unwavering support for democracy can Nigeria's citizens rebuild their nation in peace and dignity, free from the devastation of renewed conflict. I look forward to continued dialogue, progressive cooperation, and a shared vision for humanity, she concluded. We have reported that President Donald Trump of the United States of America has placed U.S. soldiers on red alert for possible war in Nigeria. According to President Trump, the U.S. Department of War should prepare U.S. troops for possible military action in Nigeria if the Nigerian government continued to allow the killing of Christians. The U.S. troops may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. This, President Trump issued on Saturday evening in line with Greenwich Meridian Time after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu personally signed a statement rejecting Trump's earlier claim on Friday that Christians are being targeted and killed in Nigeria. Although President Bola Ahmed Tinubu disagreed with Trump, who had described the high level of insecurity in Nigeria as a religious war by Islamic terrorists against Christians, but some Nigerians quickly took to the comment section of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu post on X social media platform, and pasted a screenshot of a tweet published by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on January 29, 2014, wherein President Bola Ahmed Tinubu apparently had long accepted and agreed that the insecurity in Nigeria is possibly a religious war against Christians in the West Africa country. Verbatim, in the tweet, Tinubu said, "The slaughtering of Christian worshippers is strongly condemnable. It calls to question the competence of Jonathan, then President of Nigeria, to protect Nigerians." This old statement by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu indicated that President Donald Trump of the United States of America may not be the first person to describe the insecurity in Nigeria as a religious war against Christian communities in the West Africa country.
Bringing you the news in a more digital way.
President Donald Trump of the United States of America has placed U.S. soldiers on red alert for possible war in Nigeria. According to President Trump, the U.S. Department of War should prepare U.S. troops for possible military action in Nigeria if the Nigerian government continued to allow the killing of Christians. The U.S. troops may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. This, President Trump issued on Saturday evening in line with Greenwich Meridian Time after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu personally signed a statement rejecting Trump's earlier claim on Friday that Christians are being targeted and killed in Nigeria. Although President Bola Ahmed Tinubu disagreed with Trump, who had described the high level of insecurity in Nigeria as a religious war by Islamic terrorists against Christians, but some Nigerians quickly took to the comment section of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu post on X social media platform, and pasted a screenshot of a tweet published by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on January 29, 2014, wherein President Bola Ahmed Tinubu apparently had long accepted and agreed that the insecurity in Nigeria is possibly a religious war against Christians in the West Africa country. Verbatim, in the tweet, Tinubu said, "The slaughtering of Christian worshippers is strongly condemnable. It calls to question the competence of Jonathan, then President of Nigeria, to protect Nigerians." This old statement by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu indicated that President Donald Trump of the United States of America may not be the first person to describe the insecurity in Nigeria as a religious war against Christian communities in the West Africa country. President Trump, in his latest policy statement via his Truth social media platform on Saturday evening, said, and in quotes, that if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria, and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I am hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. Warning: the Nigerian government better move fast. According to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Nigeria stands firmly as a democracy governed by constitutional guarantees of religious liberty. Since 2023, our administration has maintained an open and active engagement with Christian and Muslim leaders alike and continues to address security challenges which affect citizens across faiths and regions. The characterization of Nigeria as religiously intolerant does not reflect our national reality, nor does it take into consideration the consistent and sincere efforts of the government to safeguard freedom of religion and beliefs for all Nigerians. Religious freedom and tolerance have been a core tenet of our collective identity and shall always remain so. Nigeria opposes religious persecution and does not encourage it. Nigeria is a country with constitutional guarantees to protect citizens of all faiths. Our administration is committed to working with the United States government and the international community to deepen understanding and cooperation on protection of communities of all faiths. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, in a tweet on Friday, had said that the ongoing slaughter of thousands of Christians in Nigeria by radical Islamists and Fulani ethnic militias is both tragic and unacceptable. As President of the United States said, the United States stands ready, willing, and able to act. In a swift reaction, Nigeria presidential spokesperson Bayo Onanuga replied to the tweet and said that, "Dear Secretary Rubio, there is no ongoing slaughter of thousands of Christians in Nigeria. This is a gross exaggeration of the Nigerian situation. What we do have are sporadic attacks on some villages by bandits and terrorists, and the attacks are religiously insensitive. Christians, Muslims, churches and mosques are attacked randomly. What our country requires from America is military support to fight these violent extremists in some states of our country, not designation as a nation of particular concern." Secretary Rubio, Muslim lives matter too. President Donald Trump, in a statement through his Truth social media platform on Friday, had said, "Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern, but that is the least of it. When Christians, or any such group, is slaughtered like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide, something must be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and report back to me. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world."
Bringing you the news in a more digital way. Bringing you the news in a more digital way.